All right, let's talk about a really simple but incredibly powerful tool for boosting your online safety. It's called two-factor authentication, and we're going to dive into exactly how it keeps you protected. Think about it for a second. We use passwords for literally everything: our email, our banking, you name it. But it's worth asking a pretty important question. Is just a password all by itself really enough to keep you safe?
Well, the simple and honestly kinda worrying answer is no, it's not. The thing is, in today's world, even those super strong passwords we all try to create, the ones with the capital letters and the numbers and the weird symbols, even those can be stolen.
So you might be wondering, how does that even happen? Well, it could be a data breach at a service you use, or maybe you get tricked by a phishing email, or you could even have malware on your computer. And here's the scary part. Once a hacker gets that one password, especially for your main email, they can just start resetting all your other passwords. Suddenly, they have the keys to your entire digital kingdom. And that is exactly why we need something better.
So, that something better all comes down to a really simple idea. We just need to add a second layer of security. And that's where two-factor authentication, you'll hear it called 2FA, comes in. It's a security process that sounds complicated, but it's really not. It just means you need two different ways to prove you are who you say you are before you can get in.
Okay, so how does this actually play out when you go to log in somewhere? Let's break it down.
The whole process is actually pretty clever and simple. First, you start with something you know, which is just your regular password. But then, and this is the key part, you also have to provide something you have. This second thing is the extra piece of the puzzle that, in theory, only you should have right there with you.
So what are we talking about when we say something you have? Well, usually it's a one-time code you get from an authenticator app on your phone. Or maybe it's a code they text you. And for really high security, it can even be a physical little hardware key that you plug right into your computer. Let's zoom in on those authenticator apps for a second. That 6-digit code you see, it's not permanent. It actually changes every 30 seconds. And since each code can only be used once, it's almost impossible for a hacker to steal it and use it later. By the time they have it, it's already expired. All right, so we've covered what 2FA is and how it works, but now let's get to the most important question. Why? Why is this so much stronger than just a password? Here's where it all clicks. Think of it like this. A password alone is like a door with one lock. If a thief gets the key, they're in. Simple as that. But with 2FA, it's like having a door with two different locks. Now, that same thief needs your password, and they need to have your phone or your security key right there in their hand. It's a whole other level of difficulty. And this right here is the absolute key. Even if an attacker somehow steals your password, they're still stuck. Without that second factor, they are stopped dead in their tracks. That second lock on the door, it stays shut. So at the end of the day, it really just boils down to a simple, powerful formula. Your password plus that second factor equals way, way stronger security. Look, it's not about making your account completely invincible, but it is about making it a much, much tougher target for bad actors. So the question we should leave with isn't just, is a password enough? It's, have you gone and turned on that second factor for all your important accounts yet?